Welcome to Rural Concerns, a premium podcast for fans of cow shit, internet speed tests, and just three old mates having a real good laugh.
That's me having a good old laugh.
Right, shall I do a dynamic intro to start a conversation?
I just did it. I just said all our names and I said, this is it. I was going to go in hard like that.
We don't normally say our names at the beginning. I was thinking that we should probably... You two should say your names.
All right, just nicknames. Mant Silvani.
The exiled Goblin Prince.
Exiled Goblin Prince, yeah. Me, Wally Balls, and...
Egg Mountain. What did you say, Wally Balls? Okay, because you've got silly balls?
It was a login I used for my Spotify when I first got it years ago and I can't get rid of it now.
Yeah, they won't let you change it, will they? I've got one that I don't want, ideally.
Embarrassingly, it's a character from Entourage.
Oh no. I never watched that show, but it looks like the most beta show.
Oh, I loved it when it was out. And I look back and I'm like, this is just appalling. This is appalling stuff. What we haven't done for a long time is a Chris friend update.
Okay. This is a follow-up from this is quite a short update, but my friend, the plumber, who I got in to look at a leaky bath.
Have you asked him if you can call him your friend yet?
Well, the bath has started leaking again, so I don't think he can be my friend.
Okay. That's exactly what a friend would do if they were a plumber. They just fuck it up.
Yeah, exactly, because he wants to come back and spend time with me.
Yeah.
Do you at least get mates rates? Or is that...
No, but I watched a TikToker talking about, like TikTok is absolutely riddled with tradesmen who are like influencers. Maybe it's my age, but it's guys doing grouting,
yeah,
power washing decking, building decking and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I saw a builder and I won't lie, he was from Liverpool and he was absolutely terrifying. But he was saying that mates rates doesn't mean getting it for cheap. What mates rates should mean is basically these guys are all so busy that mates rates is them dropping what they're doing to come to you to sort your thing out.
That's what he says mates rates is.
That's what he's saying, rather than be trying to get stuff at a discount. The favour of a tradesman is they are busy, they are stopping what they are doing to come and fix your thing above a big list of people. So rather than trying to get it cheap, that is the benefit you are getting. And I saw it and I thought he was a scary man, but I was like, there's something in that.
Give it a different name then.
Which is a way of saying I've been spending a lot of money recently. A whole lot of money
on friends.
On friends.
It really is mates rates for you, actually, isn't it, in a way?
Yeah, it is. It's like the rate that it costs to be my friend.
So he's fucked up your bath?
I don't know. I don't think anyone's done anything, but the leak has started again. But my entire bathroom is like someone that used to live here has done it themselves, and they are mad. We found out that our bedroom lights, they're wired with speaker cables, rather than a proper wire.
Oh,
so
wow.
We've got to fix that. But the kitchen extension was all done by them, we believe. So there's so much mad wiring. Also, there's a wall of white brick, yeah? When you get closer to the wall, you notice that it isn't actually white brick. It's like little offcuts of wood, random sizes, that is glued to the wall and spray painted white. It's like a madman's house. And also, there's something wrong with the electricity because our electrician, it should be dead, like the board. Basically, there's a live wire coming out of the kitchen when everything were turned off. So you're like, that's bad. From what I understand, I'm no electrical genius, but the general vibe was that should not be happening because you could die.
Is this anything to do with witches or anything?
I think it's to do with the mindset of the sort of person that would be into witchcraft, saying, we'll let the spirits solve it. Get some crystals in.
Yeah. If you follow that wire back, does it go to the lamppost outside? Were they just robbing electricity off the lamppost?
Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised. Apparently, we've got a very meaty, the cable that brings electricity into the house. Apparently, that is industrial grade. And I don't know what that is, but I felt proud. I felt excited.
But if you follow that cable back, does it go to a box full of dogs fucking? Giving off heat to power your house.
Is it industrial grade electrical cable?
I don't know. Some birds have made their nest in there, so I can't get in. But I've got to think, like, we've got our bathroom is attached to our kitchen, which is not something we can do anything about.
I think it's illegal.
What do you mean it's illegal?
2 doors. You've got to have 2 doors between somewhere where food is prepared and a shitter.
Oh, there's lots of old Victorian places that still have kitchens next to bathrooms, isn't there?
Yeah, we had it as well. It's very embarrassing.
It is. We've had to cut. We've got we haven't got a bathroom. We've got a toilet on its own.
Pop out from a shit and ask for a cup of tea. Come on.
We've had to put in rules about the sort of shit you can, about the sort of stuff you can do where, you know.
Sort of stuff you can do where, yeah. How many working bathrooms have you got in your house now?
Well, 1, but we've got a toilet on its own in the middle floor.
Great. Perfect.
In a room?
In a room. Yeah. For now, until.
Why do you knock the walls down around it? Have a toilet in the middle of a room.
Like school, was it? You know, when you went on a school trip and there'd be one room that just had like a dorm that just had a toilet in it.
Yeah,
and like we went on one and it was like 7 beds and a toilet with a 3-foot high wall around it.
So you can keep an eye for intruders.
That sounds very European, doesn't that? Sounds like a European thing that culturally we can't get his head around. You know, like.
Oh yeah, like I've stayed in a place in Germany that had like frosted glass. One of them glass, you know, the big
I know
square glass wall brick thing.
That's in Austria as well. Hotels seem to have a toilet with a window looking out into the bed.
Which on a work trip. Not cool.
Yeah, the thing is, as well, as a parent, the toilet is my only time that's truly mine in a day. And I have it better than my wife, you know, because she can't even, my son's just like, he's like, knock. What are we doing with this thing? You know, like that knocking on the door. And you're like, just give her 30 seconds where he's less fussed about me. But with her, he's just like, we need to be just talking constantly, Mum. What's going on? Like, I don't know. The thing is, you try to enjoy it because you know time's coming in the not too that far away future where he can't really be arsed with us at all. And then the next time we'll hear from him is when he's 29 and he's having a baby. He's like, I need to sort this childcare out, you know?
I'll be his cool uncle that'll set him straight, though.
Yeah, you to be. Do you know what I mean?
I'll get him into crypto and STD tests.
Yeah, anyway, don't be smoking. And then you make him, you know, like in a cartoon, make him smoke all the packs. But so he's definitely cool. He's good. He's a good lad. I just wish him, you know, come back to us.
Wish him the best.
I wish you all the best. Come back to us.
Good lad. Wish him the best.
I had a question for Sunil. I was thinking about this today because you're my vape consultant.
Yes, brother.
Are there any do they do gross flavors? Because I smelled someone who had like a really nice cinnamon bun one.
Yeah, they do a lot of mixed flavors.
Do they do like bin juice?
Wow, interesting.
Like actually gross.
Do you know what? I'm going to actually Google it.
Like hot gravel.
Disgusting vape.
Maybe they'll do them as a. But do they do savoury ones?
Yeah. Milk, crab legs, garlic, bacon, butter vape, blue cheese, lemon.
Blue cheese lemon.
Those are the worst vape flavors from sources around the web.
Garlic seems silly. That seems...
Wasabi.
Fucking hell.
Mustard gas, giving Grandad a flashback.
We've been contacted multiple times by people where you get a weed vape from. You know, like they send polite emails. They're so polite. They really put a lot of effort into getting to what the crux of the email is, which is where can we get weed vapes from? Like, do you know what I mean? They're like, we love this podcast. This is so great. P.S. If I were in the market for a weed vape, where would you sort of get that bad thing from?
It's so much more available nowadays than it's ever been. Like the people sell it on websites. Yeah,
you can't be bothered with this.
I mean, I'm assuming. I don't know. I have no idea.
No. I don't. I'm out. I'm out of the game.
Tuna flavored e-liquid, Worcester sauce, nacho cheese. All right, yeah. Question answered. Hopefully.
Yeah. Right. Yes, there are.
Oh.
Yeah. For God's sake.
Someone's forgotten about the widget.
The widget. I just thought it'd be really cool and have a drink on a Friday night record.
No, it is really cool, man. That you're having a drink. What are you doing? That's a Guinness, though. Why are you pouring it out like that?
I'm pouring it properly.
Oh, you are?
Well, that's...
You poured a full pint in less than 2 seconds.
that looks right, doesn't it? That's what they say. They're like, make sure it's 99% head and just a little black line at the bottom. That's how they pull it.
That's how they do it at the Toucan in London.
Oh.
You can't go wrong with a canning.
Have you been to Guinness Factory in Dublin?
No, I went to the Jamesons instead.
It's very cool. Yeah. The mind-boggling thing about it to me is it's so big, but the Guinness family signed a 9,000-year lease to keep, like they pay a penny or something like that, or a quid or a groat or something to keep
that land.
For the land. To basically, so that like living on that land, and it's such a massive bit of Dublin as well. It's such an impressive ancient building. It's like, look, the thing's built like a fortress, and they've got it for 9,000 years in the city centre of Dublin, one of the most expensive cities in the world.
How many years left on that lease, though?
Well, like 8,000 odd or something like that. Like,
when did Guinness start then? What, 1800s or something? 1776 or something? Like, was that America?
Yeah, well, Alexander Hamilton.
No, Christopher Columbus.
But that struck me as impressive anyway, and I was just like, it felt like sort of gangster business, didn't it? What are you eating, Sunil?
God, frosted shreddies, but not enough milk, so it's like really soaked it all up and turned into a lumpy mass.
It's what you need at this time of night, isn't it? No.
We were talking, what's your go-to Pret?
Chicken and bacon Caesar.
Chris?
He wishes he had a Pret.
I do. It's the same thing I've had for years. Like I lock in, like I've had the same Subway sandwich since I started going. I've had the same Pret a Manger since I started going, which is the artisan pickle, cheese and pickle. I don't know why. I think I used to get it, they used to be catered to an office. It's not something I normally have. I'd never go for cheese and pickle, but when I used to work in an office in London, I used to get them for the lunches, and they were always my favourite. So it's what I've just had ever since.
You're both wrong, but yeah.
What's yours? Come on.
It's a jambon burr.
I don't think they always do it though, do they? In every one.
Oh, but when they do.
Ham and butter.
Ham and butter, yeah.
And it's got gherkins in it. Tiny little wallies.
But what are we talking about? Is it a sandwich, a pastry?
It's a roll. It's a roll. Sunil knows what I'm talking about. It's a roll.
It's a little roll, yeah.
It's basically a Sanam roll. It's a Sanam roll.
It's very rustic, actually. It's what the serfs would have eaten a long time ago in France.
Yeah, if you could only get that bloody bread line together.
What are gherkins? Oh, little cucumbers, aren't they? Nice one. Thanks, guys.
Okay, I'm going to have one next time. We'll have that. Everyone's buying triple choc crunch. Yeah, we're having a good time.
Yeah, that I had that. I had to keep it away from the kids. That should be illegal, that cereal.
There's only 3 portions in a box anyway.
If you do it right.
Right. Do you want to hear about my bird exhibition?
Yeah.
I went to a bird exhibition. It's an exhibition of different birds and what they do and stuff. It was at the Natural History Museum.
Can you give us your highlights?
Highlight was, for me, an albatross chick, which looks like a big fluffy pillow, and also the cuckoo lays its eggs in another bird's nest. When that hatches, it pushes all the other birds out, which is pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
That's the only thing I've done in London in the last month. I'm sorry, that's all I've got.
Well, they weren't real birds.
No, it's Natural History Museum, so they're all stuffed, aren't they? You don't realise the full horror of it until people tell you afterwards.
What do you mean? Of what birds?
Well, I mean, you're like, oh yeah, I just saw like some of the rarest birds on Earth captured and stuffed.
Did they have a dodo?
No. No one ever got that one, did they?
They do. They have a dodo, but it's behind. They do. It's behind. Like one of those tapered entrances that you get over sex shops. And
tapered entrance. I don't think tapered means what you think it means, Chris.
They've got over the entrance. They've got the like a sex shop string curtain, and you can go in and you can see the dodo.
They got a beaded curtain for the dodo.
And for 100 quid, you can fuck it.
13 grand a year for upkeep.
Yeah.
For the dodo. Yeah.
Imagine, I bet there's loads of, like these museums are so desperate to stay open and they're not allowed to take oil money anymore, which is completely unfair.
There's a lot of Sackler wings about. They shouldn't still be about.
But I bet there's loads of mad deals like this going on, with eccentric billionaires and like some guy from Singapore that's a tech investor or something like that. And he's like, yeah, I'll give you $3 million a year, but I want access to all the suits of armor.
God, I thought you were going to say something far worse.
Yes. Well, he's not said what he's doing in those suits of armour yet, I suppose.
And fucking the dodo.
Tell you what, there's a museum inside the grounds of Guy's Hospital, which is just open to medical students or people who work there. And because I used to work there years ago, you go in and it's like one of those Victorian museums, which is like beautiful tier, like 3 levels of body parts in jars. Amazing. There's like samples of like strange, weird. There's the best one is that I remember. The only one I remember now really is it's just the face of a guy who shot himself in the face.
That's have you been to that place? I think it's shut actually in a minute. The Hunterian Museum.
No, I've heard of that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's very similar. It's samples, but I think it's been shut indefinitely at the minute because some of the samples, like babies and stuff that were taken without consent, and like in the 1800s, early 1900s. So, like, obviously looking at all that stuff again, and like, yeah, that is fucked. So, yeah, it's been sort of shut down and considered. But there's loads of really interesting stuff in there. It's like macabre, a lot of it, but it's cool.
Yeah, definitely. But it's also actually this one, the one I went to in Guy's Hospital, it's also got a guy who volunteered to have his body mummified. So he's in there. And this was like, 20 years ago for that.
I remember, I'd love to do something like that. I remember once I said that I wanted to, be turned, that thing where you can be, when you die, your ashes can be compressed.
Oh yeah, turned into a diamond.
And turned into a diamond. And I was saying it to my friend Zach, and he said that if I did that, he'd get me put onto a cock ring and wear me about.
Okay.
I don't think you should put a diamond on a cock ring. I'm going to go out there and say it.
It's definitely one of the big motivators behind me getting into exercise and stuff, because I need to outlive him at this stage, But you can do that thing where you do, in America, they've got these body farms. This is like research facilities. I don't know how many there are. I don't know whether there's millions or one, but don't be sighing when I haven't even finished a sentence. So they're basically like FBI funded research facilities where.
Oh yeah.
No. This is true in science.
It's like the Matrix. The Matrix is actually real life.
It's CIA funded. But it's basically like bodies out in the wilderness, in the woods, and it's where they monitor. People donate themselves to it, and it's where they monitor what bodies decay at, rates, different situations. Like they've got a couple of them stuffed in a barrel. What does that look like over 6 months, a year?
As if they don't already know.
No, but there's probably always stuff to do, stuff to tweak, like different people, different ages, different conditions. So when you stumble upon a body in a police case where it's been in New York City and it's been there and like they'll be like, oh, that looks like that one from that research farm. So we can guess that he's been there for 6 weeks. And that's why, and that's why his body started producing yeast or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, that's science, though, isn't it? That is science.
Do you know what I mean? That's science. It's good to have a bit of science into it as a break.
It's good to have a bit, like we've had AI. Good to have a bit of science. You'd have thought that would just be part of medical research, though, wouldn't you? Rather than FBI body farm.
I mean, it feels like it could be FBI.
I thought you were going to say Area 51 at one point.
This is so far above Area 51. It's Area 52. Do you know?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, my father-in-law's got that. It kicked off when we had some birthday cake the other day because it goes to his phone.
It tells you it's a blood sugar sensor, isn't it? Yeah. So I'm going to get it day one. Going to try and do a whole box of triple chocolate crunch. See what happens. Use that as a baseline.
Because also he's an older gentleman. He can't put his phone on silent.
Oh, what? So if he has birthday cake, his phone goes off?
His phone's beeping because his blood sugar's spiking. Imagine he'll get one for like blood pressure. That'll be kicking off because his phone's beeping all the time.
But these old boys, they're all bloody high blood pressure exploding everywhere, and not one of them in just like, oh, someone's gonna get you in it. And you're like, yeah, absolutely, caning down tinnies and chocolate, and you're like, yeah, you could maybe cut down on one of them. But
I had a health test I think it was last year. For like a few months before that, I'd seen a tweet or something saying people need to calm down with talking about drinking water all the time. There's water and food. You don't need to drink as much. Just listen to your body, you know. So I started like calling everyone I knew who had a water bottle like a fucking pussy and stuff like that. And then I went to this health test and they tried to take my blood, but it almost solidified in my body, and they were like, "It's not coming out. Have you had any water?" And I was like, "No." And they're like, "You need about 5 liters immediately." I did get a nice bit of feedback about this podcast saying that at no point do we ever edit out something that we're talking about editing out on the podcast. And I didn't realize that was the case.
But the thing is that we do. So imagine the stuff that we do take out.
Well, you don't need to imagine. You can join the Patreon.
Well, there was one I slagged off a celebrity and got the panic stinter. So I was like, you have to take that out. It's mostly slander, and there was a big diatribe where I had to ask if it comes across as racist, but we decided it wasn't. It was cool.
Oh, and when you tried to start a gang war with a bike gang.
I tried to start a gang war with a biker gang.
And when you doxed that 18-year-old.
I've got an update for you two about the gin monster.
Here we go.
Just a mini one. So, listener, if you're not familiar, basically someone has been littering on the perimeter of my village for ages, throwing out gin cans, which they're drinking, we believe, in the car while they're driving. So it's serious. But we've been trying to track them down through various breaks in the case and just sort of long-term commitment. A team of local villagers have managed to find out. We know this guy. We don't know his name, but we know what car he drives down. We've got his license plate. We know where he works. So we've got lots of information. We've left it at that. We've tried contacting the police. Everyone in the group's like, surely the police can help. And I just sit quiet because I'm like, police aren't going to help. The only person that can help us are us. And they basically offered up a catch-22 type scenario where it's like, we can arrest him if we catch him drunk, but we won't come out unless we know that he's driving drunk at that moment. Do you know what I mean? Something that we can't prove. But the group has expanded. We've got an extra person now, and that extra person has plugged in a jigsaw gap that there's an entire other village that are looking for the same guy.
Whoa.
Another parish council. We've been sent their Facebook details.
Sorry, same thing he's doing there, gin cans.
Gin cans in a different village nearby, which would explain why we don't get them every day. He's got preferred roads, so they've been trying to find out who this guy is, and they're basically going to reach out to us in this next week to talk through what they know, and we're going to compare notes.
Are you? It's going to be like a CIA FBI thing, though. Are they going to just like come in there and take over your job?
I don't know, but we've got more stuff, I believe, as in we've got a lot of information. And the recent development is he's failed his MOT. So if we catch him driving around with this car, which has failed its MOT, I think we've got a real thing there that we can use to hang him from the highest branch in the village. You all right, James?
I just have a few questions about the MOT. What's he failed on, and is he going to sort them out?
I don't know. Bear with me 1 second. I'll bring it up in the group. We're basically you could pull it off the government.
If it's something like tread depth on the tyre, then he'll sort that out and he'll be back on the road.
Yeah, but it's been a week and it's still not sorted.
Are they not worried about the fact he's drinking gin in his car?
Yeah, is he not failed his MOT for too many gin cans?
Yeah, but they won't come out. What do you want us to do? We've told them, but basically there's lots of people. There's a school governor in this group. So we basically, through the school governor's thing, she's like, I'm concerned about this, talking to the community support officer liaison or whatever it is. So we're basically going through every single like avenue. Just basically, I think with things like this, you just have to make yourself an annoyance, don't you? That's the only way things get done, by not going away.
It's quite strange because like you've got like obviously by compared to how things are in the city, you kind of have your life's fine, everything's fine, but you get a lot of authorities involved for the smallest things. Whereas here, like, I've been robbed. I've had police around. I had the council around the other day asking, and then she just said, I'm just coming around to see if there's any issues with where, and I was like, no, everything's fine. And it's obviously not, but you just crack on with it here. Whereas there in the countryside, things like that happen and it really sticks out like a sore thumb.
Yes, I believe there's a lot of stuff that you like with the CCTV cameras going up, that you would just take as given. Whereas with us, we all notice it and we talk and we're like, I found that bit very interesting because it is, like the invasion of civil liberties and stuff like this. Whereas in the city, I lived in the city all my life and never batted an eyelid at that sort of stuff. But in this environment, when there's other people, you do discuss it and it does open up. Like, is this right? Is this fine? Can we murder somebody for throwing gins and it's totally illegal? I don't know. These are the hypothetical questions.
You're in the wilds and the law doesn't really reach that far sometimes.
But I think in a world where my personal belief in life is, right, we live in a world where just for whatever reason, incompetency and self-interest has been allowed to reign for better half of a century. Do what you want, fuck everyone else. And that is unacceptable and there has to be a line in the sand. So I, a long time ago, stopped really having faith in public institutions. And I think if you want to change anything in this world, you draw a line in the sand and you do it if you can. And sometimes that involves like ignoring the official channels.
Yeah, please don't say you're buying a gun.
I'm not buying a gun. This is not a libertarian thing, but it's like there's potholes on the ground. Fill them yourself. Like, come on, James. Yeah. Come on, James.
Come on, James. Join our gang.
Join our gang.
We got guns.
Draw a cock and balls around them. That seems to work.
Oh, does it?
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Oh, that's very good. That's a very clever idea.
It works as well. He's kind of famous. I think he's called Wanksy.
Oh, that's so clever and so simple. That's exactly the sort of thing where he's not filling him himself per se, but he's taking direct action that is resulting in a result. And like basically you can't trust anyone to do the right thing anymore.
Yeah. People, no, institutions aren't watching all the time for things to go wrong. It relies on us to actually report things.
But that's the change that I would like to see in the UK is to create an environment where incompetence is no longer tolerated. Because we as mad as it is, like we're stupid, silly men, but we are self-employed and we do dance for the money that we're paid and dance to eat. And whenever I run in with people who work predominantly in, like a PAYE office environment, it blows my mind. Just a lack of like ineptitude and incompetence. So now it's just like, I don't know, just like I think self-employed people should probably run the world. I feel sorry for the no context moral concerns. Social media account trying to get that manifesto into a social media tile.
They can copy and paste it from Reform's website.
I don't think they do stuff from the bonus episode either.
Oh, right.
This is not the bonus episode. This is the main episode. Chris's manifesto.
Chris, how's your prep for Edinburgh going? Are you excited?
I was getting really excited, we're getting into the crucial juncture. I'm nearly there. The show's done. It's like I'm fine-tuning, I'm tinkering now. But yeah, I did a preview in Darlington and you're just like, oh, fuck me, I want to shoot myself with a gun. Do you know what I mean? Just, the sort of preview where it's dads, 50-year-old dads, polo necks, spiky hair. Like that sort of thing. And you're like, what am I doing?
I've never seen that vibe. But okay, it's not good.
It's a vibe.
Polo necks and spiky hair.
Do you know, just like a bit of gelled hair.
Oh, right. Okay, yeah. I thought you meant like fully spiked up.
A bit of gelled hair, a polo neck shirt with a collar flicked up, arms folded.
Sorry, I thought you said, yeah, I get it now. I was like, what? A black polo neck and spiked up.
Avant-garde French turn of the century surrealists ruining my previews. No.
Okay, you're just talking dads.
It's going well, but we're just at a crucial juncture. So I'm just sort of like trying to learn it now, oscillating between, this is good, and have I said or done anything funny in my entire life? But that's the Edinburgh Fringe process.
Yeah. I mean, what happened in this preview? Was it silence or anger?
No, it was fine. It was just, I'll tell you what, it was in Darlington. I've just done 2 shows in Darlington recently and I've committed to never going back. No offense to the people from Darlington, but you are not worthy of culture to be coming to. No, it was fine. I tell you what it is. I am pissing about now. The show is done. The thing that I need to do now is make it not be words and bullet points on a page and make it be in my head, because I'm moving stuff around, like a fucking madman trying to move the seats around on the Titanic.
You do that a lot, and we noticed that with the document for this podcast every episode. But yeah, once you learn it, it's going to be really fun to do, isn't it, the show?
Yeah, it's that bit of making it not words that you're basically ticking off and remember, like when you're not searching for it in your brain and it's there, and then you're performing it with oomph and having a laugh. The only way forward now is having a laugh. And I won't apologise for tinkering around in the document because the day I stop tinkering with this Word document, I'm dead. Do you know what I mean?
You're okay. So when you stop tinkering, that's when you're dead.
If I ever stop tinkering, I'm dead. That's it. That's the only time I'm ever stopping tinkering. I'll be tinkering right up until the finish line. That is the promise. I won't accept things. I will not accept things just to be standard.
It's what the management principle of, what is it, Kaizen, is it?
That's what I was going to say. I think he learned that off me.
Shout out Toyota.
What's it called? Where's it on? What time's it on?
You sound as enthusiastic as the British comedy press. What is it? When is it? Oh, God, we might come. Easily Swayed. It's on at 12:10 every day. Monkey Barrel, The Tron, apart from the 12th and the 13th. It's going to be a great time. It's getting to the point where I'm getting sad about the idea because it overlaps with a 6-week holiday. So I'm now, like cuddling my son a lot. I'm getting preoccupied with the idea of being away from him for the best part of a month. But at the same time, I can't wait.
Is it going to be live streamed or anything?
Yeah, it is. It's going to be on Next Up comedy, recorded on the 15th, released in their Edinburgh Fringe show run soon after that. I don't know specifically when, so you will be able to get it online. And I will be doing a tour, but it's too early to announce that. So that's exciting. Okay. I've got a holiday book to take with me. It's not a holiday. I'm working. I am working.
It's an hour a day. It's proper work.
Right. That is somebody that doesn't necessarily understand that it is.
It's an hour a day and a load of tinkering on a Word document to prove you're not dead.
It's getting up at 6 a.m, tinkering, in a panic, learning. But then the show's done. But then it's talking to people.
After the show, it's an hour of signing tits outside.
That's the only reason. That is the only reason I do it.
Can we go to the Botanic Gardens again, please?
We had a good time there, didn't we?
We had a bloody good time there. Those lovely plants.
We did some gigs, which weren't my favourite gigs that I've ever done in my life.
It was a fun weekend. It was all right. I
have a good time at these gigs, but there's definitely a type of gig with the guys doing cocaine being thrown out where I suddenly realised that a lot of my material is this is quite a whimsical take on the sort of complex nature of mortality. And you're like, it's not necessarily... Chris's opener is about his mum sucking cocks in hell, so let's, That's fine, and she thinks it's fine too, so... My poor mum. Should we read a letter? Yeah, but quickly, can you just tell me about what power bank you've purchased for the month? I have. On your recommendation, I've actually got... Prime Day deals, did you manage? I got the Prime Day deal, so I got the Anchor one that you suggested, but I got the one with the cable built in because in Prime Day it was taken down to £26. That's lovely money. Yeah, so I've got that done. I haven't had a power bank. I've never had a power bank, and it feels insane for somebody. Excuse me? I know. Somebody who spends a disproportionate amount of his time out and about. And you did it on our affiliate link? Yeah, so you'll be getting 0.3 of a penny off that, like you did. No, I'll be getting money for every purchase you make for 48 hours after that as well. Is that true? Is that what an affiliate link does? That's why people love affiliate links. If you send them to the Amazon website, any purchase they make for a certain time period after that, they get a cut off. Can we legit set up an affiliate link? Yeah. Let's do it. Is that how you monetize a podcast? It don't feel right. Not really. No. Right. Anyway, yeah. So that's that. Come along, buy a ticket. Or don't. That's fine. I'll be there on the 11th, I think. Sunil will be there on the 11th. And I'm gearing up in my head now to the Rural Concerns debut live show. It's happening. It's inevitable. And that's inevitable. You can't avoid it. But thing is, I mentioned us doing a live show in the Discord group. Everyone started sending me, like their individual personal calendar commitments. Like I'm doing this and this and this. Or in September and this weekend, I'm seeing this and this. And I was like, oh yeah, guys, I can't decide when it is. My entire schedule will be dictated, as always, by Sunil's nationwide commitments.
It's 4 days a year. I think we'll go.
But we're getting ready, I think. Do you know, the plan is forming in my head. I think we've got two halves. I think the first half is chat, letters, countryside issues, cultural highlights. I think you have an interval, and then we do a countryside, a live action countryside simulator, because everybody wants them. Everybody wants these books.
Everyone, yep.
Yeah.
No, they do, yeah.
I need to get one of them sound pad things, don't I? So I can play your sound effects.
I'm just speaking on behalf of Sunil here, but whatever budget you feel, just spend it. Do you know what I mean? This is our full-time job now. This is what we need to be properly equipped.
We need to set up those affiliate links.
There's a type of man, and I think I am that man, thinks that they have an idea, and before they really figure it out, commit to it by spending loads of money. Do you know what I mean? Do you recognize that type of man in your life? Like, I'm going to do this thing. I'm going to be a DJ. And then bought like £600-700 worth of equipment, and then they get bored because they lose attention and stuff. I think I am that person, but
that feels aimed at me though, because I've got decks.
Sunil, we are wrapping up the episode. That is too big of a thing to drop in the last minute. We're going to come back to DJ Sunil Patel.
Yeah, okay. Anyway, right. What are we doing? Letter?
Let's read a letter.
Yeah, let's do a letter.
I think that, this is definitely right up Chris's street. And this is from Sean. Thank you, Sean, for sending your letter in. Subject matter is, help Chris. All my clothes smell like shit. Okay, this is what Sean's written. Hello, Chris. 3 months ago, I moved from East London to East Devon, and now all my clothes smell like shit. Every time I hang my washing out, the farmers spread shit on their fields. I can hang them indoors with the windows closed, but they end up reeking of damp. As a relative veteran of the rural idyll, do you have any advice? And what smell is least offensive, shit or damp? Warmest regards, Sean and the family.
The family, the horrible, smelly family. Oh God, that's a big one, isn't it? What do you think?
I mean, I'd use fabric conditioner or something and just hope for the best. Tumble dryer as well. Obviously, that's a bigger commitment, isn't it?
I find washing in particular to be very stressful, because I get very distracted. Do you know what I mean? I put the washing in, I set it going, I forget that I've washed something. Do you know what I mean? So I need to start setting up alarms, but I don't. I wash it, or if I do, then the drying takes too long because I don't. We've got a tumble dryer now, and the American lady that we bought the house off, bought a tumble dryer. I know they're expensive and stuff, but mamma mia, useful. Get a tumble dryer. It's expensive, it adds to your bills, but your clothes won't reek of shit.
It is really worth it.
Yeah, but what about shrinkage? We're not worried about that.
There'll be a couple of clothes that you can't do in it, and you don't want to put your sedge end jeans in there.
But I'm terrified of tumble dryers, because when I moved to London, me and my friend Zach, when we lived together, we had a tumble dryer. We ran it morning, noon, and night. Do you know what I mean? Empty, just to keep keep the fire going. The cost of running the tumble dryer was insane. It shocked us. Absolutely shocked us, and I've lived in fear of it ever since. But
okay, well, Sean, don't worry about that. What you want to do is just get a free trial to Witch magazine, have a look at their website, and they'll rank them by cost per dry.
And least offensive, shit or damp.
In the countryside, if everything smells of shit anyway.
Yeah, my feelings towards shit are very different now. Almost a nostalgia. And that's a Rural Concerns. Thank you for listening to Rural Concerns. If you enjoy listening to this show, then please consider supporting us on Patreon. For the price of a box of Marks & Spencer's Triple Choc Crunch, you can get fortnightly bonus episodes, blog posts, plus access to our online Discord community, The Creamery.
which I still don't have access to. I didn't even know there were blog posts on there.
Don't worry about the blog posts. Don't worry about the blog posts.
I didn't know about the blog posts.
Don't worry about the blog posts.
Alternatively, you can drop us a 5-star review on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. It'll help us game the algo. And as long as it's 5 stars, you can say what you want about Chris.
For example, here's one from Musical Goose, all one word. Firmware update. Made all my computers blue screen. Might be worth updating your BIOS. Maybe some troubleshooting in safe mode on the network adapter. However, the podcast is really, really good and is updated regularly.
That's advice for me and my broken computer. Thank you very much, Musical Goose. I'm going to look into this. I did employ the services of a man to look at my PC, but he said, yeah.
A friend.
But he's not a friend because I gave it to him and he was like, yeah, there's nothing wrong with it. And I'm like, there is. So that's £70 I'll never see again. So he's not a friend. But thank you for your nice words about the podcast because, yeah, it is updated regularly.
And please note, if you give us below 5 stars, then you're going to die. Not from us, but it'd just be like natural.
No, like a sort of curse type thing. We've all seen Final Destination 2. If you give us, listen, don't stop me. If you give us a 4-star review, a giant tree trunk off a logging lorry is going to come right through your windscreen.
Right through right through your mouth.
Obliterate your head instantly. So come on.
Just give that extra star.
So why tempt that? Just go up to 5.
What does 4-star even mean? It's like what?
Well, it means all the stuff Chris said, I guess.
This podcast is made with love, edited by Joseph D100 Burrows and produced by Egg Mountain for a Lovely Time Productions.
Our artwork is by Poppy Hillstead and our music is by Sam O'Leary.
And here's an inspirational quote from the man Action Bronson. I use milfhunter.com to ease the pain. It was 92 degrees with rain. On trees, just a little bit of leaves remain.
milfhunter.com. Okay.
You heard what I said. Don't say it as if you're typing it in now.
Tap, tap, tap. Don't type that in.
I'll check if it's still going, though. And it is. Yep, it's going.
James, am I in an AI or not? Yes or no?